Good day, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Health Podcast. Today we'll be discussing on mental health, and I'm here with
Tumi Sang, but you can call me Tumi.
okay, Tui. Thank you for
today.
coming in.
You're
So,
welcome.
Tui, um, today we're going to be discussing on mental health, things that are disturbing youth with social media.
Yeah.
So, first things first. I don't know if you can give us a brief background about mental health on your end, what's your understanding?
Thank you so much again for having me.
Okay.
Again, I'm Tumi. I'm a public health professional, and of course, I'm no mental health expert, but I believe mental health affects us all, and we all have a say in what exactly we think mental health is. From my end, I always say mental health is really your emotional, psychological, and mental state of being, your wellness in that space, how you think, how you process your feelings, and how you manage stress, how you manage anxieties in your day to day life. It's not just the absence of mental illness, it's also just a peace of mind, a self-awareness that comes with it in terms of how do you deal with everyday um, challenges, day-to-day challenges, and shortcomings that can come.
So, Tui,
Mm,
um, lately,
mm,
a lot of youth are having mental health issues with social
mm,
media.
yeah.
Like for instance, I know some people that normally go off every social media because of tiny little things, and I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
if you can, but yes, I don't know if you have like two or three experience with that because me, I have already. Because
Yeah. I think globally we all have access to social media,
yes,
and for us, especially our generation, we saw social media come up, and it was this most exciting thing, the greatest innovation of its time. And having grown, watching it evolve from stage to stage, from increased reach and access for people globally, it's brought in a lot of positivity, a lot of community on the online platforms. However, it has also brought in a lot of comparison. It's brought in a lot of anxiety around visibility. Right now, the global world demands for you to be visible, to be deemed present in professionally, socially, in every other way. And that can come with a lot of,
for sure.
should I say, stress or anxiety of trying to perform to be something.
Okay.
And I think that's a conversation we need to have, especially for the youth. For us, we have a baseline. We've been in a world where we didn't really have to be on all the time. So we have a reference point to say, but things can be like this. At the same time, with the introduction of new technologies, new innovations, we also can find some level of a balance because we know what it was before all of this. So I'm glad we're having this conversation, especially, as part of commemorating Mental Health Awareness Day. I
Okay.
think this is well timed.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So, for me, I feel like most people are misusing social media.
Okay, explain, explain.
In what sense? They don't use it for the right purpose.
Okay.
You understand?
Mm,
Because our boss normally tells us that the world is in our hands.
yeah.
Because if you know what you want,
Mm-hmm.
you will you like this social media thing has an algorithm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go. There you go.
It has an algorithm.
Yeah.
If you have been focusing on how to make money, comparing yourself with two to three people all the time,
Mm-hmm.
you will always see money.
Right.
You will
That's
always see
true.
people with money.
That is true.
So that alone will cause problem for you because you'll be like, my age.
And I think that's a fair point because right now in the world we're dealing with global transitions.
Yes.
Organizations are closing down, unemployment rates are very high. And as a youth trying to make it in your space, you get into social media and this is all you see. It's in your face. You know, people are doing this, they're doing that, they're doing that. And you get to wonder, but where am I? Who am I?
What's the problem with me?
Yeah.
Am I not making the right moves?
And am I not making the right moves? But then we also seem to forget. I don't think, again, I'll say that social media is entirely bringing issues. I think it's just a matter of, as an individual, who am I? What do I want? What are my key values in life? Because from my experience, I've always seen that the more self awareness you develop, when you sit down with yourself, you're able to really identify who is to me as an individual, what does to me value, what does to me want. Then it becomes easy to navigate the comparisons that can come with social media. You know where you stand, your position, and therefore you can look at it and appreciate. You know, people out there are living a certain way. You can appreciate and want some of it, but well within the boundaries of understanding it's not all for you. So the anxiety I understand for the youth, like I said, there's just a lot of unemployment out there, and one of the other biggest stressors is relationships for the youth. You go online, you feel like you're at an age where you should have a family or something. You should be married, you should be having children, you should be working in a certain environment, and you're not. You tend to forget you're on your own individual path, and we all materialize, we all actualize at different paces and at different times. It's okay. So the comparison, I think we need to take social media with a pinch of salt. And then there's another component of this. Most of the time is highly curated. People will show their best times. They will put up a smile on social media because they want the world to see them a certain way. They will not acknowledge that I may be having some stressful days, I may be having challenges in one, two, three. They come up, they put a smile. And you think what? Those things don't exist in other people's lives. And then you look at yourself and you say, what's wrong with me? Like you were asking earlier. What's wrong with me? Why do I have days like this? And myself, I know my social media, I don't partake much anymore. I think over the years, I've become very selective in what I consume in social media. I've become selective in what I post. So back to your algorithm. The more you focus your attention on things that are going to develop you, tools that help you, and I think with mental health, a lot of the times it still goes back to, do we have the tools to, number one, understand ourselves, know what to do when we're going through certain issues? If I'm feeling anxious, what should happen? If I'm feeling depressed, what should happen? If I'm feeling sad on this particular day, what should happen? Right? And for me, I see social media playing two roles. It can be bad, but it can also connect you to communities that are opening up about some of these issues. Why not look at it from that perspective, from a self development perspective?
Um, there is one thing I want to discuss before we move into that. I don't know if that's okay with you.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
So I'm looking about this supportive. How can we support people that are always anxious with social media? People that always have anxiety
Around social media.
around social media. How can we bring them back on board to tell them that you can feel safe here, you can choose the right path over here?
I think it, honestly, I think it genuinely goes back to self image. This is my personal view. Your own personal self image. How do you see yourself? Because a lot of the time, social media is very rich in external validation, and people are chasing that high from social media.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
Right? People are chasing the high from social media. But
Okay.
once you've reached a point where you have found some level of groundedness, some level of identity, then social media becomes something you use to your advantage. The anxieties that come with the comparison, once you solidify to some level, you don't, it can affect you, but it will not affect you as much as when you don't know exactly what your path is.
So what about people that always try to bring you down doing in your comment section? Because I know people, some people always criticize.
But you know yourself. Why are you listening to
Yes.
people?
No, no, no. Some people like take things very personal. Like for instance, let me give you a short story
Mm,
about me.
mm,
I was always scared about posting things online.
yeah, yeah.
If ever I hit off to start this program,
Mm,
it takes me like 6 months to finally make up my mind because I was always thinking that if I post this video, people will be like, not even fine in our local language. It's not even nice.
that's
Look
saying
at
you're
how.
having fun.
Yes,
Okay.
it's not even nice. The video is not
Ah, the
nice.
video is not
The
nice.
sound quality is bad. This is
Ah,
not good. You understand? Like
ah,
the critiques. I was scared
ah.
about the critiques, and also I
Mm.
was very scared that people will think that I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm choosing the wrong path. But somebody told me something that if you did not step up today, you will
You would
never.
never have stepped up. And I think I made a post on my social media about this fear of being seen, fear of, actualizing to your potential.
Yes,
Most of the time, you're afraid of your potential, fine, but sometimes you're actually just afraid of starting because, like you're saying, you're afraid of what people will say.
exactly.
But no one has ever been exceptional without starting, without fumbling in the beginning. You need to have, you need to first be okay with looking silly online, if that's the path that you're choosing. If you're choosing social media presence as your niche, right?
Yeah.
You have to be okay with looking silly, and it's not just social media; it's everything in life. You need to be okay with looking stupid sometimes when you're starting. We've all made rookie mistakes in our professions, in our social spaces. But over time, how do you develop experience? You develop experience by making mistakes, correcting your mistakes, putting yourself out there. And taking another component is how do you deal with everyday stressors? Feedback.
Okay.
How do you deal with feedback? And a lot of the time, sometimes you will not get feedback that seems so constructive. You'll feel like this feedback is meant to break me down or put me down or do whatever. You need to be able to understand that those things are part of your journey towards growing, developing as an individual in whichever area that you are exposing yourself in. So for you, I would say, and for everyone out there who's trying to start up something, I'd always say it's okay to look stupid when you're starting. It's part of the journey.
Yeah.
And you get to laugh about it. Eventually, when you make it and the quality of your work has improved, you get to look back and you say, wow. And that is one of the most confidence boosters that I have seen in my space. The ability to look back and say, hey, what was this I was doing? And you look at and you compare, your
It's
baseline, you
just like
compare it with
looking
your
back at
current
your picture
status.
at 210, 211. Say, ah!
What changed? And it's the beauties of life.
Yeah.
And I always say in my friend group, now that we're talking about mental health, one of the critical things is having an open platform to talk about the challenges that we have.
People are scared about talking about their challenges.
Mm,
Let me be honest with you.
yeah.
Because they think that if they come out and speak how they are feeling,
Mm,
people will take them that they are weak
mm.
or they will categorize them in a different way. So most of the time, people deal with their demons in private, in the dark.
In the
So
dark.
before before they finish deal with their demons and coming out to the outside world, it's too late for them.
That's true. That is very true. We do bury a lot of our issues. We bury a lot of our traumas. We bury a lot of our ups and downs because even ourselves, we judge ourselves. Before the next person judges you, you've already judged yourself.
So you see,
You think I'm not enough,
yeah, I'm not good enough
but
today.
you are. Who's to say you are not enough? You are. So my thing has always been, and I think I'm going to preach a lot of this. You
Okay.
developing the self awareness, the self um the ability to really understand yourself, to understand your path, to understand your challenges and your strengths. When you have that, and then you have a lot of empathy for yourself, a lot of compassion for yourself, that way it's sort of it starts becoming very easy for you to address some of these challenges. When you acknowledge that they are there and you are soft with yourself and you talk to yourself and you tell yourself this is normal, things that come with life. I'll go back to say earlier, social media is curated. You see only what people want you to see.
Exactly.
You don't see this person. Probably this person was failing to get out of bed today, and tomorrow they manage to get out of bed and they're
Yeah.
putting up a smile, and it's incredible.
Yes.
You are not seeing the challenges, but the moment that sometimes we look at ourselves and we say, let me protect myself, but sometimes opening up about your personal challenges gives someone else the platform to also open up.
So
Voice
let's
it
start today by
out.
opening up.
Normalize normalize talking about it. And I still go back to my own little community. I've had like 3 4 hour calls with my girls, one of a few of my friends, where it's full blown support system. We're talking about how difficult the week was, how we're doubting ourselves professionally, and because we've we've built that little community or platform that allows for those conversations to happen. I don't carry my problems alone. If today is heavy, because I've built that little community, I can pick up the phone and say, oh hi my friends, today is tough. And she'll say, okay, let me finish something, I'll call you back in 30 minutes, we talk. And we'll talk for hours, and you go back feeling better. Tomorrow it's her turn to come to you and lean on you and say, hey, my friend, you remember that conversation we had? I've been reflecting and I've realized one, two, three. You talk about it. It becomes so normal that even when you are laughing and your smile disappears, your friends will say, hey, what's going on there? And you say, oh my goodness. Hey, I've
Even
had a bad day or a bad month or a bad yeah. And that's another thing that we need to understand. Bad days are normal. You just need to learn how to name what you're feeling. Once you've named what you're feeling, it becomes easier to deal with what you're feeling because you know exactly what's going on. Hmm.
so
But I'm not disputing you saying people have trust issues because we smear each other. We do.
yeah, I know.
We really do.
It's all over.
It's all over.
So you like me, I have this issue way back, like
Mm,
2016.
mm,
I had a friend of mine. We talked things,
mm,
and I confided in him
mm,
about something that was going on the
mm,
phone.
mm-hmm.
The next day, it was on the top of the chart.
You are lying.
My issue was top of the chart
No.
in the entire class. Everybody was talking about my issue. So imagine those traumas.
Yeah, it becomes very difficult for you to open up next.
Because now, even if I have the platform to
Yeah.
come and vent how I'm feeling,
Mm,
I will still be thinking that people will judge me.
mm, mm.
These people will share my issue.
And I think that's one thing we don't address enough. I hear it a lot. If I open up, I'm exposing myself to ridicule, to judgment, to all of
But the
that.
thing is, no one is perfect.
Yes, that's another thing.
No one is perfect, but
Mm-hmm.
people intend to forget that and be focusing on people and backlashing them. That's why we have a lot of suicide cases.
Don't even go there.
Yeah,
Don't even go
through social
there.
media because they send like cyberbullying is everywhere.
Mm, mm.
Cyberbullying.
Yeah,
People can
yeah.
just create fake accounts, abuse you for the rest of the day. But just saying one thing.
Hey.
So it's still the social media. I think that is the problem it's causing.
I don't have the answers to that one. I don't have the answers to that one simply because, like I said, the way I use my social media, I'm more of a consumer than a poster. I'm more of a consumer.
Okay.
But I do know it happens. I think I see it with leadership. I see it with our peers. I see it with everyone. You know, you make one statement and the sharks come out to bite. It's unfortunate. It's sometimes it's the price to pay for being bold enough to express your thoughts and who you are.
So in terms of uh, what's it? Sleep duration. You know, this social media is very addictive, and it makes people not to be productive
True. Uh huh. Uh huh.
because I have few people that always stay on their phone on TikTok
Mm.
till 4 a.m. in the morning,
Mm.
scrolling, scrolling,
Mm.
scrolling.
Yeah.
And imagine you wake up and go to the office and they give you a task. Will you complete it? So
Because they are tired.
yes, there
Yeah.
should be boundaries. Like
A
the way you're
balance. There
saying,
should be a balance.
the way you're saying, like
Mm-hmm.
you spend like 1 or 2 hours on social media.
Eh. Did I say that? I said I'm a consumer. I did not say 1 or 2 hours.
Oh, so you don't spend 1 or 2 hours.
Maybe more.
But do you have time
maybe
to sleep?
even
Do you have time
more.
to rest? Let
I
me start
think
with you
I
first.
think that's the thing that puts me to sleep. Again, it's what I consume.
Okay.
My TikTok, my algorithm. I wish I could show you.
Well, you can show me still.
It's a lot of self development.
Okay.
Sometimes I play a few videos. Sometimes I'll even waste a whole hour. I'm guilty as you are. but 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 I can't say it's that much of a problem for myself because I'll be watching a few videos, and then I land on a very long one that I feel resonate a lot. I'll put my phone down and just listen until I fall asleep.
Okay.
Sometimes it even loops, especially if it's something that's really good and it's speaking to maybe one of my current challenges or a personal an area where I want to develop. If it's speaking to that and it's one of my key reflection points, I'll stick and it'll loop. Whenever I wake up, I switch it off and I put my phone away. So I'm not innocent. I do waste time, but it's just my consumption is a little bit different.
Okay.
Mm.
No problem. But you have time to sleep.
No, I do sleep.
What's your
I
sleep?
do
What's your
sleep.
sleep routine?
I think the the recommended hours is eight
Eight
hours a
hours.
night, right?
Yes.
I probably sleep 6 or 7 hours.
But that one
I
is much
just say
better.
I'm not innocent.
No, that one
I
is
just
much
say I'm not
better.
innocent.
That one is much better. You
And
understand?
yeah,
I know
and you know
people that sleep
sleeping,
for like 2, 3 hours.
and
4
you
hours.
know the if you lose your quality of sleep, it also affects
Your
the
entire
rest
day.
of your day, the rest how you think,
You cannot be
your
productive.
emotional state as well. It
You'll
does
get
affect
anxious that day.
Mm.
The brain will not function properly.
Yes.
So you see, all these things.
And it even affects weight gain, so many things that come with poor quality of sleep. And those things are actually some of the things that fuel the anxieties, the depressions, and all of those things. But I want us to talk about severe cases,
Okay.
where someone needs external help well beyond the community.
Okay.
Um, as much as I say it's about trying to understand yourself, taking the time to develop your self-awareness, your mental state, how you process things, how you receive feedback, how you deal with others, and all of those things. There are times when we do need help outside of talking to a friend, and I think we need to work extra hard on availing those resources to people, giving the people the access to the resources, telling the people those resources are available and where to get them.
Okay.
Where can I get a professional psychologist to talk to? Where can I get if I need psychiatric help? Where can I go and so forth? I'm sure that the psychologist would definitely be the one to refer you.
Yeah.
But for counseling and therapy, I've been in Sierra Leone for almost a year now.
Okay.
I don't hear people talk about these things. The facilities, where can we get them? If I had, and one of the things, the challenges, for me definitely would have been, adjusting in a completely different country. I know no one,
Okay. The, the,
you
the,
know.
fir- the first thing they will ask when you say that I'm going to see a therapist today, they will ask you have money, eh?
Really?
Yes.
So that
Because people don't take these things serious.
mm,
Hmm?
sometimes
Let's take it off social media a little bit.
people even tell you, why are you worried about those things when you need to work?
Yeah,
But how do you
exactly.
work when you are shrouded? How do you work when
When you have so much doubt.
how do you get through school? How do you even, and just even getting a job, you need the confidence.
Exactly.
How do you get that confidence when you are not doing the work to address some of the challenges that are getting you to low confidence, low self-esteem, self-worth? How are you? So
You
every
see?
time I hear that, and that is why I feel there's a big need for us to really talk about it, to really tell the people where the services are, and to tell them the importance of taking care of your mental health, the importance. And telling people going to a psychologist does not mean, I hear people say things like, this one is about to, I won't say it. And it doesn't mean that. Me, myself, I know my thresholds. When I'm here, I know what it means. When I go beyond this one, it may be time to talk to someone before it escalates into something I don't want it to be.
Okay.
If my reading doesn't help me, my listening to videos, my talking to my friends does not help, and I may need a professional, I know when to call a professional.
Okay.
There are so many online platforms where you can access a professional. Some are free for people who say you have money. There are free resources online. There are free resources all over. Utilize those things, and it's okay. Me, I'm very open about it. I think when we met, it's one of the conversations we've had. I'm very open about it. I'm not ashamed of having bad days. It's part of life. And I want people out there to really
Or just
understand
accept that.
it's part of life. It doesn't mean you are broken. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It's part of life. Just take the time to understand yourself. Take the time to learn how to build your confidence, your esteem, how to nurture your mental health. Me, I can always, if you need anything, I can always tell you, go to sites, read, and maybe you can resonate and understand yourself better. It takes time. It's not something that will happen overnight. It takes time. It takes time. But like we were saying earlier, when you look back, and you say, oh no, this is how I would have reacted to this situation 2 years ago. Now I have this level of self-assurity in myself. I respond in a way that is dignified and dignifying for the next person, and there's mutual respect, and we can manage to get through certain difficulties. If I'm feeling down for a little bit too long, I know how to talk to myself. What do I say to myself? What is the root of me saying all of these things to myself? How do I manage it so that I get to a point where I'm I'm more stable and more, collected, and I can continue with my life.
Thank you very much. So, thank you very much for coming in. We need to give it a pause because if we keep going,
We will talk about this the whole
okay.
day.
So,
Definitely.
thank you very much. So,
Mm.
one message you will leave out there for the people watching this video.
I would say mental health is a day-to-day task
Okay.
for everyone. Whether you are doing very good, whether you're not doing very good, it's a day-to-day task. And I'll say it's okay to talk to someone. Normalize talking about it. Normalize talking about it. Normalize asking about it where you are confused.
Okay.
And normalize seeking out the resources necessary. There are people, like I'm saying, go to the health facility, ask. You can get directed to where maybe you may need to go. Community structures also can assist with some of these things where you feel like you need external support.
Okay. Thank you very
So
much.
let's talk about it. Let's break the silence and really, really talk about it.
Yes, so that we can reduce the burden on.
So that we can reduce the burden and so that we can improve the quality of our lives.
Thank you very much. Your mental health is very important and stay healthy. Thank you very much.